afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin.
Hello everybody, it's Kryptic with Kryptic Gaming Network, bringing you guys today E3 press conference highlights from the Bethesda press conference held on Sunday, June 12th, and press conference highlights from the June 13th press conference in the early morning of Xbox. So, starting off, we're going to start with Bethesda today. Alright, I'm going to tell you once again, several times through these videos, that these are the highlights. This is not everything that Bethesda talked about. This is not everything Xbox talked about. I picked out, in my own personal opinion, yes, the highlights of the show. The Bethesda show started off very strong with the Quake Champions announcement. It is on PC only, and it is to be announced its actual release date, but the game looked absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I cannot push it further enough how amazing this game actually looked. To start off with, this game is for PC only, so of course PC Master Race people are going to be smiling about that. But it did look amazing. They said that at QuakeCon later this year that they would talk about Quake Champions more. Talked about some competitive esports with Quake Champions. So it looks like a very, very, very awesome time to be a Quake fan. And by the way, I have no idea when QuakeCon is. I'm going to look it up, and I'll try to put it in the description down below. But with that stated, we're going to move forward. It's hard for me to keep track of all these cons: Comic-Con, StreamCon, QuakeCon, Minecon, all that stuff. But the next thing that they showed is Dishonored 2. This game looked absolutely awesome. First one was amazing. The second one looks like it's going to be just as awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay? November 11th, it's released for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. It's an amazing looking game. 2 playable characters this time, and they said even if you haven't played the first one, you don't have to play it. The stories are connected, but you won't be lost. So that tells me probably through flashbacks that you'll discover what happened in the previous game. The next thing that Bethesda spoke about was the Bethesda VR. I believe they said that they were partnering with either Samsung or LG, and that'll be out in 2017. Not sure if early, mid, or late, but the 2 games they announced the Bethesda VR to start off on, mind-blowing, just because of what they are. The first one was Fallout 4. Fallout 4 in VR, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy, guys. You imagine playing Fallout 4 in virtual reality? I can't. It would be amazing, and we're not going to have to imagine it for long. The next one was Doom. Now, I know you guys haven't seen any Doom on my channel. I honestly just haven't picked it up. I have too many other things going. You guys know about the No Man's Sky release date being pushed back to August. I had all my eggs in one basket. That was my mistake. You know what they say, don't ever do that, but I did. So, didn't have the finances when Doom came through to pick it up, because I was focusing on a lot of other things. But Doom is going to be on Bethesda VR as well in 2017, and that, in my opinion, is a really awesome thing for one reason. Even though I haven't played the new Doom very much, it's a first-person shooter that they are making VR. So my question is, is this going to be the thing that changes the industry? 2 things I can think of recently changed the industry for the better. Actually, 3 products I can think of that changed the industry for the better when it came to first-person shooters. Now, I'm not going to mention games. I'm talking about a product or a different way of playing the game. The very first one was the introduction of gaming monitors. As you guys know, I started last July on YouTube, and I had the most non-professional setup you have ever seen in your entire life. I promise you have not seen something this horrible. I've showed it to you. It was the PlayStation 4 itself and the Share Factory app. I made my thumbnails literally on a tablet. I did all my social media through the tablet. But if you want it bad enough, you're gonna do whatever it takes. But back to the gaming monitors. Now that I have a professional YouTube setup, I have the two monitors. They're standing behind the camera right now. And then I have the gaming monitor set in the middle, the BenQ. BenQ, from what I understand, is the very best of gaming monitors. Gaming monitors have such a high refresh rate and such a low input lag times that it does increase your performance in first-person shooters. If you have any skill at all, you're going to see an improvement when you start playing on these monitors. That's all there is to it. I found myself, since starting to play on the monitor, that I can't play for very long at all on the TV in the front room, which is kind of sad because it's a little bit more comfortable in the front room on the nice couch, big 70-inch TV in front of you. But at the end of the day, the size of the monitor doesn't matter because when it comes to gaming monitors, you sit so close. But gaming monitors are the number one thing I think that changed first-person shooters. The next invention, I would say, is control freaks. They gave a more precise aim available to you. You all know about control freaks. If not, go check them out. I absolutely love control freaks. I have them on all my controllers. Right here are the Infernos. I bought those to match the new DualShock 4s that I got with the setup. Magnum Red. That's the next thing. The third and final thing I'd say that changed the way things were played when it come to first-person shooters were SCUF controllers. SCUF controllers are pretty much what all the pros use. I'm not going to say talk negative about them or positive about them. I don't have one. Do I plan on getting one eventually? Yeah. But I don't have one. But I see the difference they would make. I see how they can make a difference. I honestly do, because I've played with one before. I just don't own one, and I see how the difference they can make. So, gaming monitors, control freaks, and SCUFs. Those three products alone have changed how first-person shooters were played. My question is, can VR do that for first-person shooters? I think it can. I think it won't be on the necessary performance level of those three products, but I think it will change the way the game is played for the casual player. I honestly do. Now, moving on to the final big thing that Bethesda announced at E3 on Sunday night, was not even the last thing they announced. It's the last thing that I'm bringing up because I believe it is the most sought after, in my opinion. At the end of them talking about all the cool stuff coming to Fallout 4, not VR, but the other things, they said, by the way, we have heard what you've been asking for, and yes, we've been working on it. Cut to trailer. Skyrim Special Edition. Technically it's a Skyrim remastered for the Xbox One and PS4. That's awesome. Thank you, Bethesda, for listening to us on that. Thank you very much. The fact that it comes out October 28th this year, oh my gosh, that's mind-boggling. The next thing that's mind-boggling is we're going to have PC mods on console on Skyrim for the first time. That is awesome. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome that is. So, with that closing on Bethesda, we're going to move on to earlier today. Xbox's press conference started off with a bang. They started off with their Xbox One S, or aka the Xbox One Slim. It's going to go to stores at $299 price tag, so $300 in August of this year. It's a good looking console. I'll give them that. I like the redesign. I really do. I like the white. It's an interesting looking thing, console. But that's about all you can say. I mean, it's smaller, and that's it. It's nice looking, but that's about all I can say about it. Now the next one that I want to talk about is this one came up during, just for a brief second. We just seen like 2 seconds of gameplay. By the way, if you see me wiping myself, I'm using a new camera and I don't have a windscreen on it yet, so there's no fan in here, no air conditioner in here. I'm cutting down on noise pollution, and I'm about to burn to death. So if you guys watch these videos and you see me randomly do like that, I'm trying to keep the sweat off of me. I apologize deeply for this. But the next thing they did was they talked about, during the indie games, one thing stood out to me. Outlast Red Barrels. It's to be announced, this release date and stuff. I don't know if this is an expansion or standalone game. But I know the Outlast community loves that game. I love watching people play it. I've played it a few times. And honestly, that's awesome. Moving forward, they did a Battlefield 1 thing. You know, they showed the Battlefield 1 campaign. Not campaign, but they showed the trailer and stuff, extended trailer. And the cool thing about that they did at Xbox's press conference is they announced that with EA Early Access on Xbox One, you will actually get the game and start playing October 13th, where the rest of the world, including PlayStation 4, will get it on October 21st. So that was a big thing. That was big. The next thing they talked about, though, was Minecraft Realms. This was cool for anybody who's a Minecraft player. It's not such necessarily good news for PlayStation players like myself, but it is good news for Minecraft in general, and I'll get into it. Minecraft Realms, if you haven't watched it, you do need to go up to the search bar above when you're done with this video and just search Minecraft Realms E3 announcement, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They're bringing dedicated servers to Minecraft where you can grab a server or you can make a world and share it with your friends. And you don't have to be online for your friend to work in that world. He doesn't have to be online for you to work in his world as long as you've been invited. That is awesome. That's something only PCs had. And starting today on Xbox and Windows 10 PC and anything connected to Xbox Live necessarily, Minecraft Realms is available now. As for PlayStation 4... and I guess possibly if the new Nintendo console comes out next month, gets announced tomorrow, then possibly the Nintendo. Because they said consoles, the other consoles in 2017 is when Minecraft Realms will come out. Then we got CD Projekt Red's announcement of Gwent, a Witcher card game. That's awesome. Standalone Gwent card game. That's going to be on the consoles. That's awesome. It's to be announced. It's in development. Then we got the Sea of Thieves. Now, Sea of Thieves, it looks like a great concept if you have a group of friends you play everything with all the time. I don't know how it would work if you play by yourself, but the concept of it is cool. The gameplay was cool, but it looks like it'd be something if you are not a lone wolf when you play games. The next one, though, that I want to talk about, this game, if I wasn't already planning on buying an Xbox One, this game alone would make me want to buy one. And it's Scalebound. If you haven't heard of it, another thing to go to the top of the browser, hit that search bar and type in Scalebound. E3 2016 gameplay. You need to see this game. It's amazing. It's coming out sometime in 2017. That's all we were told. And it just, it literally blew my mind when I seen it. The next thing, though, that I want to talk about is Halo Wars 2. 7 years ago, Halo Wars came out, and I can't give you an opinion of the game because I am not a tactical game player. There's just a lot of games out there like this that I don't play because it's not my type of game. But I know that looking up the reviews for it, looking up how people played it so much and how everybody was so happy when the second one was announced earlier today, I gotta say that comparing the first one to this one looks better. Looks like there's more features. And it's got an interesting story, I'll give it that. And that is due out February 21st of 2017 on Xbox One and Windows PC. Another thing that they announced pretty big, that they were pushed pretty hard during this press conference, was the Play Anywhere feature, where from here on out, any game you buy on Xbox Live will be... You'll get a free copy on Windows 10 PC as well, and your game saves and trophies and achievements will go back and forth. You'll literally be able to stop on PC and go back and pick up on Xbox, or stop on Xbox and pick up right where you left off on PC, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Bravo, Microsoft, on a good job. Now, Gears of War 4. Yes, we seen this last year, and they talked about it last year. But, all honesty, the gameplay they showed today was awesome. Awesome. I gotta say this, and please, if you're a Microsoft fan, don't hate me. You guys, Microsoft dropped the ball at E3 2015, and Sony picked it up and ran with it and never brought it back. This year, you guys blown a lot of people out of the water. You did. With this Gears of War 4 announcement, that's amazing. It's showing it's coming out this year, October 11th. The last thing, though, that I want to talk to you about is absolutely... I have mixed feelings on it. We'll get into it, though, real quick. They announced Project Scorpio, which, in layman's terms, is the Xbox One 4K. Announced it for holiday season 2017. Okay. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Now, we don't know exactly when PlayStation's version of this console, like this is Xbox's version of the PlayStation Neo that we've heard about. And PlayStation Neo is 4K PlayStation that has more power, more horsepower, all that stuff, better graphics, 4K, all that. But we do know that later this year we're going to see the PlayStation 4K, and we're going to get a release date. That was told to us. We were told we wouldn't see it at E3, but we will see it by the end of the year, and we'll have a release date by the end of the year. So, I'm figuring it's going to release sometime early next year, because they're going to want to get out the gate early on Microsoft on this, since we already knew about it before Microsoft announced it. And the price tag, you know, it's probably going to be somewhere around where the PlayStation 4 started off at, $400. You know, but that's about it. Project Scorpio, from a standpoint, Xbox didn't have a choice in the matter, especially since PlayStation didn't deny it. They came out and said, yes, there's a 4K PlayStation 4 coming out. No, we're not going to show it at E3. But yes, it's true. Xbox didn't have a choice in the matter. The fact that the last few seconds of Microsoft's press conference was dedicated to this, but all we had was a logo and nothing else about it besides, oh, it's got this big of a, you know, processor, this many can do this. Okay, well, we have stats on the new PlayStation. So when I watched it, in my all honest opinion, it sounded like they just went and did the exact same thing Sony did and just upped it a little bit here and there with little tweaks of their own, which is easy to do when you know what the competition's pushing out. So it felt forced. It felt very forced. The fact that they wanted to make their announcement at E3 knowing that Sony wasn't going to. But I think it's going to bite them in the butt because I think Sony's coming out first. I just don't think Sony wants to, you know, commit to that until they're closer. But I honestly believe that Sony is closer to coming out with it than Microsoft, because Microsoft said holiday 2017, and I'm like, that's over a year away. Way over a year. That's, 15, 16 months away. But all in all, Xbox, so far, you had an amazing E3 besides that last little bit, and that's my personal opinion. I am happy for all the Xbox fans that are going to get the Project Scorpio, whatever it's going to be called when it comes out. I don't want anybody left in the dust. I don't. I just have my own personal opinions about that. But guys, stay tuned right here to KGN, Kryptic Gaming Network, and stay tuned with me. Later tonight I'll have the Sony PlayStation conference up from E3, and tomorrow I'll have the Nintendo's press conference up as well.